What's going on, guys? Angelo here, coming to you with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a full review of my new laptop that I got about a month ago. You guys really enjoyed that video and I got a lot of feedback. You all really wanted me to do this review, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so there's a lot of things that I enjoyed about this product, but there were some cons. But there's so many great things about it that I want to give you the good things first. And before we even do that, I'm gonna go ahead and roll off the spec sheet for you guys. It has a beautiful and vibrant 3840 by 2160, aka 4K display, a 10th generation Intel Core i5, 512 gigabytes of SSD. It's running on Windows 10 Pro 64-bit. It has 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, and it is only 4 cores. One of the main reasons I got the laptop was because of the keyboard. I remember watching Unbox Therapy's video, him stating that the keyboard was probably one of the best ones in the business, and I'd have to agree, it's really good. It has a great key travel, and it does have a nice backlit keyboard. The only con that I really had with this is that the FN key and the control key are kind of switched. Here's what I mean here. Usually the control button's at the very end, but it's not. It's the FN button. So it does take a little bit of time to get used to, and there isn't any number pad on here as this is a 14-inch laptop. Okay, so change of plans. We're actually going to talk about both the pros and the cons at the same time because I think it's better for me to tell you all the good thing and then tell you all the part that I don't like about it. But another good thing about it is the screen. The screen is absolutely bright. It is vibrant. You can see all the punchy colors, the blues, the yellows, the reds, all of that in between. It looks amazing. The biggest downside is that the battery drops quick. This 4K display, I get about maybe 5 hours of screen on time, and after that I'm gonna have to probably plug it into the charger. It's a 65-watt USB Type-C charger, and it's great. It's fast charging. It charges it in about like 2 to 3 hours and we're good to go. And the good thing is that you can always change these options. If you really want to customize your laptop, you can. The battery life is supposedly doubled rather than the 4K version. But like I said though, it does pick up some fingerprints way more than I thought it would. Sometimes it is an inconvenience and I do kind of just have to stop what I'm doing just a little bit because I am OCD and I'll just wipe it off a little bit. But I did want to point that out as it does pick up fingerprints pretty easily, so make sure you're cleaning it on a regular. And if you're not trying to do that, I don't think this is going to be the laptop for you. But the style of it, it's very sleek. It's also very lightweight. It's only 2.4 pounds, probably one of the lightest laptops in the game right now. And I think it's very sleek and very just modern. There's not much to it. It doesn't pop out at you making someone want to take it or anything. When you do put this in sleep mode though, it does light up the little eye and ThinkPad on the top and on the side for the power button. I think that was a nice touch, adding it on the top inside the logo. That was really cool. Now let's go ahead and talk about performance a little bit. So I actually use this for video editing. I know you're not supposed to do this. Is meant for business, and I actually do a lot of business on this laptop, but I figured I might as well go ahead and see how it performs when editing as well as gaming. I downloaded Grand Theft Auto 5 and yeah, it didn't perform well. It started lagging pretty quickly. I didn't even put it on the highest settings. It was even at like some of the lowest settings and we were getting frame lag like crazy. It was a bad experience, honestly. This is not a gaming laptop. I wouldn't recommend anyone. If you're looking at this for gaming, you might want to go ahead and look at the Razer laptop or something. But for video editing, I found that it actually does a great job. And it even renders some of my 4K files that were like 15 plus minutes within like an hour. Now you could upgrade to the i7 for even better performance, but the i7 does come with an outstanding price. It's basically almost a $2,000 laptop at that point. Now I will say heating problems do occur when video editing, but it's not to the point where it's like super hot to the touch. The fan speed is noticeable, but it's not to the point where I'm annoyed by it. So I don't really mind the fan speed, especially when it's just, I'm at home usually editing. But when I am on the go, I'm usually alone. And even when you're out in public or something, you're not gonna hear it crazy. In terms of the sound, this is probably the best they've sound since any of the generations. This is the 7th generation, but I do think these sound amazing. They are loud, punchy. I would do a test for you, and my microphones really wouldn't do it justice. But believe me, me, they do sound good. But for business, seriously, this is a really solid laptop. I think you'd enjoy this a lot. It's not meant for hard editing or gaming, but if you're just trying to look at files and get stuff done for business, it's a solid laptop and I think you're gonna enjoy it. Now, a couple cons I do have would definitely be battery life. I know it is a 4K display, which I do have to give it some credit. It is a great 4K display. I only get about 5 to 6 hours of battery life when I just have it off the charger. I really wish it was more, although I understand why. It's just one of the prices you have to pay for getting a 4K display. I understand how light this is, but I will say I wish it had more ports. It doesn't even have a full Ethernet port. You have to get a separate attachment just to use the Ethernet with this device. And it also doesn't have an SD card slot. So be ready to get a dongle like Mac users have. Also, let's talk about the webcam really quick. It's really bad. It's a 720p webcam, which I don't understand how this laptop was over $1,600 and it only has a 720p webcam. It just felt like they were kind of cutting corners and they could have added the 1080p or even a 4K webcam in here. It's very blurry. It needs a lot of light for it to look good. I definitely wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to do video calls or something of that sort. I know we talked about the keyboard problem earlier, but I'll talk about it one more time just so you can get a refresh. The FN key and the control key are switched, and it's definitely hard getting used to that. I do wish it had a number pad, but I'm not complaining about it because most laptops don't give you that number pad. But I will complain about the arrow keys. For some reason, they are very off. The left and right key are really small, and then the top and bottom one, I don't know why they did this. It does get on your nerves when you're not actually looking at the keyboard, which I'm usually not looking at the keyboard, and I usually will mess up when I'm writing and it'll page down or page up. I just wanted to point this out as it is a $1,600 device. The last con that I really had was the fingerprint reader. It's not the best in the game and it's also not the fastest. Sometimes it's inaccurate on reading my fingerprint and I'll put it in there perfectly. Occasionally it will mess up, so just be ready for that. As well as the facial recognition really isn't the best also, so you're probably best to put in a PIN or real password if you do. The plus though is that you can put multiple fingers in there for your fingerprint. The trackpad is very responsive. I have no problems there. That's really all the cons that I had. Like I said, this is a solid business laptop. This is not meant for gaming. It's not meant for editing. Although I do edit on this laptop, I wouldn't say you should do it, but it is possible and it does work if you do. I hope it was helpful to people out there. I know it was a little bit long. I really didn't want to make it this long, but I was trying to inform you on everything that I could think of. And if you're wondering where I got this watch from, this is a Tinwoo watch. I'll leave it in the link in the description. I think it's probably one of the best watches that I've used, smartwatches that I've used. They're not sponsoring this video, neither is Lenovo. I'm just trying to give my honest opinions. I paid for this outright, but you can do a payment plan. Like I said, if you really want to customize it, I'll leave it in the link in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, enable post notifications to stay up to date with everything that's happening on the channel. Till next time, you guys. Peace.